Welcome back to our next instructional video on AutoCAD commands. In this video, we're going to be working with the copy command. And to do this, we're going to create a circle and we're going to make copies of that. So I choose my circle command. And it says to specify a center point. And it wants a radius for the circle. We're going to make that radius 15 feet. For no particular reason. And there's our circle. Now, in order to copy this circle, it's not like copy and paste in a Windows program. This is a vector-based graphics program, so things are a little bit different. But there is a copy command, and it's one little circle being turned into two little circles. And as I mentioned in the previous video on moving objects, the sequence is left, left, right, left, left. Left to pick a command, left to pick the object, right to move forward in the sequence, specify the base point. The base point is where do I want to grip that circle from, copy the circle from. I'm going to use my object snap here for the center. I could grab that circle in space over here. I can grab it on the nearest edge. I'll use the center object snap for that. And there's my copy of the circle. And if you look at leaves the original circle behind, and it's asking to specify a second point. So where do I want to put the circle? And I'll put it down. I'll just click and space down here. And there's the copy of the circle. And I can continue making copies of this thing all day long. I could attach the copies to each other like that using object snaps, or I can put copies wherever I want them to be. And when I'm done with this command, this is what's different, is I'm going to right click for an enter or do a hard enter on the keyboard. I'm going to undo that and do it again. Oops, that's not undo. Undo all that. Get rid of those. We'll try that again. Copy. Select objects with the left click, right click to advance through the command, select a base point. In this case, I'm not going to select center. I'm going to select it, demonstrate that I can select a point in space and my copy will maintain a relative distance to that point. So let's say I come out here in space and click. That is this where the crosshair is as my base point. And the circle moves, the copy that I'm making moves relative to the position of my cursor. Hopefully the frame rate is able to keep up with some of this. And then I can again pick a spot and left click and make the copy. And again, copy will keep making copies with the left clicks until you right click and say enter, or do a hard enter on your keyboard. Either thing works. So it's left, left. Let's say I want to make copies of more than one object. I can continue selecting objects. So that's another left to pick that object. Then I can right click to advance through the sequence. Base point, I'm going to get roughly in the middle between these. That's going to be my base point. And there's my copies. And I'm making a little polka dot pattern. These things. And there are better ways to lay out a polka dot pattern. I'm just sort of running with it. And I can keep making copies until I do a hard enter with a right click of my mouse or on the keyboard. Go with my mouse, hit enter, and we're done with the command. And that is how copy works. I'll see you in the next video when we're going to talk about how to rotate objects.